eye level is going to be really bad on this one. But I've been listening a few minutes ago to the radio, and they had a little bit in there about a girl that committed suicide, um, and while she was laying on the ground dying, people were videoing her with the camera phones on their, yeah, like this. And the presenter was showing horror and, obvious horror and how terrible this is. And then someone brought up what happened to Diana when she had her accident. Her car crashed and journalists were all over the car taking pictures, and you know, there's that is similar. And the presenter, who's obviously a journalist, turned around and said, "Well, actually, actually, this is a better one. I've got support now from the other. Actually, it's different because the journalists were collecting um, images which were of interest because she was a celebrity." I thought to myself, and I'm thinking to myself now, that's not true. What you're trying to do in both instances, is the same thing. You're recording the event, and you're doing it primarily for titillation. You're doing it so that other people can see it through a curiosity into somebody dying. Whether that person's a celebrity or unknown, it doesn't matter. You're still doing it for that reason. You're doing it because what you're going to do with the pictures is taking your phone. If you take a picture of somebody dying, you're going to sit there and keep them to yourself. No, you're going to be showing other people. Then I got thinking further. You have journalists who go into war zones. You have journalists who show disasters. Can they be accused of the same thing? And they could, except for one thing. Usually, when you get, say, something like the Ethiopian famine in the 80s, and the people who went in there, and yeah, I've seen an interview with one of the nurses that I interviewed, and she said that she thought that the journalists were complete dicks for what they were doing. I mean, I don't think she said it in that way, but a journalist who be the journalist, I think it was Michael Burke or something, who was the main BBC guy, asked this woman this inane question, and she just said, "Well, what I was thinking and what I was saying was two different things." But the importance about that was it actually formed an awareness. I think that's the difference. Between taking a picture of someone, which could be shocking or horrifying, in the two situations. One is not trying to form an awareness of what is going on, and the other is if you're trying to take war pictures, and when you look at stuff that came out of I mean, I was watching a thing on a photojournalism award a little while ago, and there are some horrific pictures out there, but never make it to the press. Not because they're necessarily too horrific for people to see, but because they actually show the blindingly stark realities of war, which is that people get killed and hurt and maimed in the most hideous and insanely nasty ways. There was a picture that never made it into the press. I don't think it ever made it, from the Rwandan genocide, which was a pile of bodies that was in this thing. And never made it in because it was considered too shocking. And then I went back and compared it with other things that we see. But the point is about those photos is they're trying to form an awareness of what's going on, to get a reaction from the viewer which may be positive, which may do something about what is going on. It is attempting to inform. The other pictures, taking a picture of someone dying in a car because they happen to be famous, taking pictures of girl dying on the ground because she's dying is horrific in a sense, not just a sense someone's dying, but also in the sense that somebody actually saw that and thought, oh, let's take a picture of that. That's picture worthy. In my own mind. Yeah, I think that's the difference between the two. One is attempting to inform you of the situation in the world, maybe get a reaction from you, but may spark you to action. The other isn't there. It's merely trying to show you something because it's showing you something. Yeah, yeah, I think that's the reason why some photojournalism I can't forgive and some I can. Um, it's not just the lying in some journalism. Some journalism just blatantly gossip mongering and lying, and some journalism is actually out there to inform and actually put things out there, and that's journalism in general as well. It's not just photojournalism. Yeah, yeah, that's what I think. Thanks, like, signing off. Bye.